Okay, we got a project straight from the barn. I bought this bike at a swap meet about 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And I was moving some stuff around the other day, and I just realized this is a Z1. I kind of forgot about it because it's got the GPZ fork or whatever on it. Well, I don't know if it's GPZ or not. I got to figure it out. But anyway, we got a GPZ fender. The bike is a 74 according to the tag. If you come over to this side, there's a lot of unique parts on this motorcycle. It's got, according to the serial number, it's a KZ1000 engine. Exhaust studs are big, so anyway, it's a KZ1000. It's got Z1 carburetors on it. Probably 74, 75 carburetors. Looks like a KX125 or something side cover. Gas tank, we don't know for sure what year it is. Got a nice paint job. It's got a 74 Speedo. It's got the correct triple clamps. It's got some really different setbacks, which I hope don't interfere with the triple clamp. No, they welded it to the handlebars. They welded these bars to the handlebars to get it to move back. We still got the Speedo. Got 73 headlamp bracket on it with no seam. But the pin is beautiful. Got a beautiful steering pin. Now I'm not sure what this is all about. Maybe I guess that's how they mounted the sidecar. That's pretty cool. So I gotta investigate these wheels. I don't know if it's a 19 or an 18. It's an 18. There's a slight chance that might be a Z1R front wheel. I don't know for sure. But it's got an 18-inch tire on it. The rear tire is an 18. And that might also be a Z1R rear wheel, possibly. Got a nice chain guard on it, Yamaha shocks, GPZ something, tail section. Oh, they drilled holes through it for the bar, but what are you gonna do? Looks like an LTD bar. Z1 fender, KZ taillight. I think it's a Denko monotone left side pipe. I'm not sure. Still got the stock motor mounts, and the mount for the side cover that looks stock. 630 chain. And let's come around to this side of the motorcycle. Looks like a KDX or KLX side cover. I think that the rear swing arm is possibly, looks like it's got a 77, 78 rear brake caliper. And it looks like the seat is 77, 78 KZ1000A. Got a little bit different headlamp bracket on this side, but I guess it really doesn't matter. Looks like they welded the key switch to the back of the headlamp bucket. That looks pretty cool. But it's got the correct triple clamps on it for the Z1, and that's getting hard to find. And it's got a busted cylinder head fins, or it looks like they ground them off. I'm not sure. Johnny, see if this thing turns over. We're gonna see if the motor turns over. If the motor turns over, then we're gonna get this motor running. I'll be darned. Motor turns over. So we're gonna get this motor running, and we're gonna offer the motor for sale. And then we're gonna put a Z1 motor in there. Oh, this is not bad. Stock battery box. Stock lever here for the lock. Kind of stock seat pins, but not really. But they put the penis on right here instead of the bar. And I think this is KX 250 or 125 or something. I don't know for sure. It's plastic. But this is a good find. And I just started looking at it, and I think I just used the motor that should have went with this frame on another bike that we built. As a matter of fact, I'm sure of that. Oh well, what are you gonna do? When you get too much stuff, you can't keep track of anything. So anyway, I don't know what's happening totally here, but it looks like the sidecar has a swing arm. And it looks like it's got the chain adjuster here and everything. I don't know what this is off of, but I know for sure somebody put some time in making this. I don't really need a Z1 with a sidecar, but anyway, we just thought we'd show it to you before we started on it, and we're going to restore it because the Z1 seems to be kind of desirable. It looks like it's got a KZ1000A brake pedal on it too, going into the hydraulic system. So anyway, thanks for looking, and we're going to start cleaning this up, and we'll show you what it looks like soon. I'll be removing the sidecar anytime now. Okay, thanks. We're going to try the S100 here on this sidecar, or KZ1000 or Z1. Actually, it's a Z1 chassis 74 with a KZ1000 motor. We're going to spray it down with S100, and we're going to pressure wash it and see what it looks like. This is my favorite cleaner because it makes me look good and I can be lazy. This really does the job. Plus, we need to get this, because we're going to get this motor running. We'll take the sidecar off, and this will just make life a lot easier for us. We'll get all the major crud off, then we'll go at it again. But actually, it's got a nice tank on it. Some kind of funky windshield it's got to go. Got a 74 Z1 Speedo. This looks like KZ400, a taillight, I think. Looks like a KLX 250 or something like that. Side cover over here. This all looks like it's KZ1000 or maybe Z1R. Might be Z1R because it's got rim locks on the rear wheel. We got to look into that. But I think with that bearing size, I think it might be Z1R. But you're just looking at the axle. Look at this S100, go to town. We're kind of pinched for time here right now because it's the end of the day, but we could really detail this out with this stuff. Now let's look at these fork legs. I think these fork legs are two of the same. Or maybe off something different. I don't know. So we're going to spray this down here in a few minutes. And this is going to be, this has to be one of the most unique ones we've ever done. And I think we got enough parts to put this together. I really do. We'll come up with a motor, I'm sure. Get this motor going here for sure. I actually bought this at a swap meet for probably like $300 or something like that 25 years ago. Look at the nice diamond deck plating. Now we are going to be offering this sidecar for sale. And we can talk about this sidecar. It looks like it's got a brake on it, which I don't know what it's all about for sure. Looks like it's a Kawasaki, maybe LTD front wheel or something like that. This is cool. Now they were racing it on something. I don't know if it was the ice or whatever, but it obviously says 6D on it. On the other side too. I think this is so unique. I don't know if it was road racing, ice racing or something. I don't think this was motocross because it just doesn't seem like enough stuff. Got a nice drilled rotor here on the inside. It's got a swing arm of some sort here on this side with a chain adjuster. So anyway, this here's where we are. We're gonna fire it up, the pressure washer here. But if we kind of go over this, it's a conglomeration of a lot of stuff. I believe the rear shocks are Yamaha. I believe the tail section is GPZ 550 or something. GPZ front fender, KZ1000A seat, maybe KZ400 or something. Tail lamp, but tail lamp bracket looks like a KZ900. Z1 carburetors, 7475. Airbox, Z1. Z1 tank. This is cool. KZ1000A, I believe, rear brake pedal assembly and stuff. And obviously we've got the 8mm exhaust studs, so it looks to be 1,000. Plus I'm looking at the cases here, where it's raised lettering here. So this is definitely later, it says KZ1000, so this is probably like 77-ish motors, maybe 78. So we're going to fire up the pressure washer and we're going to take a look at it. It looks a lot better already. You can basically see the rust and stuff on it. Normally when we have more time, we like to take and wipe it down real good and do a final SOS usually does the rust good, but boy, all the grease and stuff's cut off the motor and everything, so at least now we can work on it, and we're looking forward to this. I think this is going to be a good project. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about this KZ, well, the Z1 with the KZ motor that we took the sidecar off of. Upon inspection of stuff, what we're going to do is we noticed that they welded like a KZ1000 bracket right here to mount the master cylinder. So we're going to take that off. We're going to take this brake pedal off because this is for the hydraulic unit. We believe we believe that they didn't alter anything here for the brake pedal, so we're going to come up with a Z1 brake pedal. So right here on this side here, we believe this is a KZ1000A swing arm. You got the places here for the line, and if you come to the other side, and also you've got the brake stay bar right here. That's I believe KZ1000A. Now the giveaway between the KZ1000A and the LTD swing arm, KZ1000A takes the plastic chain guard, which has just a bolt right here, and it's got another bolt up front here, and then if you look real close here, you got tabs for the swing arm. I'm sorry, for the chain guard, a plastic chain guard, which we removed from it. So this is KZ1000A. Okay, now if you come over here, we've got another bike we're working on. This is a KZ1000 LTD swing arm here, because there's two bolts right here, and then you got the tab right here. So this accepts a metal chain guard. So that's the difference between the KZ1000A swing arm and the KZ1000 LTD swing arm. And then on this side here, you also have the loops. This one here also has the loops on the top for the hose, as well as the bracket for the brake stabilizer. So we thought we'd just show you that as we're moving along here. Okay, now comes to the rear wheel. We believe this is a Z1R rear wheel for a couple different reasons. You've got rim locks right here. That's a rim lock, that's a rim lock. Or this is a rim lock, and this is the valve stem. And this takes a tube type. So we believe this is Z1R. However, we believe that this rear brake rotor is KZ1000A. Now when these guys put this together, they had access to a lot of parts. So these are the shocks we're going to put on it. These, I think these are old S&Ws, I'm not sure. We took them off a bike we restored a long time ago. Then if we come over here, we have the Sprocket Carrier. And we believe this is also Z1R. We'll let you know on that, but I believe this is also a Z1R because it's 630 chain. Got aluminum sprocket on it, but I don't know what size the Z1R rear sprocket was. I just don't know. And we're going to dumpster these. And then here is the plastic chain guard we were talking about. Now this is the same as a Z1 also. So it's a pretty nice chain guard. And as we were talking about, it goes in the guide here, and you only have one hole here and one hole here, versus the LTD was chrome and it had 2 holes. So that's the difference. And then this caliper, I believe, is 77 to 78 KZ1000A, this brake caliper. So just a little bit of stuff we want to talk about, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this swing arm on here. We're gonna paint it up a little bit, put the grease fitting in it. You see it's missing. So we're gonna put a grease fitting in that, give it a little paint. We're gonna build a everyday rider out of this project bike. We're not gonna restore it because it's got the wrong motor in it, and it's very difficult to find the correct engine for the frame, as they should be like 300 either way in the VIN number. So we're gonna make it happen. We're probably gonna leave this here just in case someone wants to hot rod it and make another bike out of it. So we're probably gonna leave this go. But stock air box, stock battery box, this is looking pretty good. This had a fairing on it. And what they did was they took a stock set of bars, and if you come over here, you can see the tab they welded on them right here. They put a tab right here that went forward, so it's like a setback. And I think they had the setback so they could have the fairing on there, the little plastic fairing. So we are led to believe that they're probably running some kind of endurance racing with this with a sidecar. I mean, you probably get tired on endurance, especially on the sidecar, but anyway, we've got a lot of weird, strange parts. And one other thing I want to point out on this is like a 69 to 70 H1 clutch lever assembly. See the star adjuster? This is pretty cool. And if you come to this side, you can see the bolt comes down at an angle. That's H1, early H1. So we're going to take that to our polisher and see if he can make that nice again. Then the lower triple clamp, the upper triple clamp, this is all Z1. So we're going to be going over this. We're going to dispose of this kind of stuff. And I'm not sure what GPZ 1000 or 1100 or 750, I'm not sure what the fender is, but we'll figure that one out in time. But also, we believe that this is a Z1R front wheel. It's 18-inch. So, like I was saying before, these guys had access to some parts. Lots of parts. So, we'll be keeping with you soon. We gotta get a nice side stand for it because usually sidecar units don't take a side stand. So they're probably saving weight, or they probably didn't want to do something, I don't know. But anyway, it's all good, and we'll keep you posted on this project. Thanks. As you know, we were talking about, this was the Z1R front wheel, we believe. So we've got another wheel laced up. Good used rim, a Swallow tire, got the rotor on it. So here's our front wheel. Got a set of lower legs, which are pretty cool. They're the light ones, like 74, late 73 and up, lower legs. Look pretty good though. Tubes look pretty good. Front fender is okay-ish. We got to clean it up a little bit. So I wanted to tell you the new word. This is the new definition of the word: gross and disgusting and nasty and putrid. These are the carburetor bowls. And if you can just imagine the worst smell in the world, that's it. So anyway, got that going on. We're probably going to put new jets in it, I'm sure. And they stink. These stink. It stinks. So anyway, floats, some of them are moving pretty good. Well, 2 of them are moving, 2 of them aren't. So we're going to get that all fixed up. And Kenny will be warming these up so these pins come out. That'll stink more. These stink. This is a job here. So anyway, we're going to get this all apart. And these are correct carburetors for a 74 Z1. Then, at the back here, we got, looks like S&W shocks. I think they are S&Ws, I'm not sure. Fair condition. It's got a new chain on it. A little on the tight side, but anyway, we'll get her dialed in. We put a chrome swing arm on it. We put our new lock tabs on it, new nuts,
New bearing
all new bearings.
and rear end.
So we got this all set up, and we got a replated brake rod. We came up with a stabilizer bar. We're putting a new, just new hardware on, and this is all replated stuff. I came up with the Z1 taillight bracket, an original one, and I have to come up with a taillight, which I can. We came up with a replated spring, a replated swing arm bolt. We've got a good used brake pedal, kind of pretty good used. Now, as you can see, the intake manifolds are really gooned. This is gooned. So we're going to put some better ones on it than that, so it's all busted out. This is going to be a trick getting these up, because a lot of times you'll take an impact and you'll bust the head. So we're going to be real careful taking those out. And it does have points. It looks like it's got Andrews coils or something on it. I don't know if they're Andrews or whatever, but there's some kind of aftermarket coils. Because you can tell the aftermarket coils because, see, these spark plug wires will come out of here. Stock coils you cannot do that with. Plus, stock coils are not blue. So the oil's changed. We're going to pull off the clutch basket, or we're going to pull off the clutch basket cover here. Clutch cover, you want to call it. We did have one extra hole here in the frame. But it's coming along pretty good. It's so time consuming to do this stuff. But anyway, we'll hope to have this running maybe tomorrow. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this running. We're going to do a video of it running, make sure the transmission is good and everything. Then as soon as we find out this motor runs good, we're going to pull the motor out. We're going to put a Z1 motor in it. So you'll be able to see our process of putting a Z1 motor together. And what we want to do is, I wrote down on the tag, this is Z1F3140 something. In a perfect world, I'll get between 31301 or something like that. I want to get between, my goal is to get a motor that's 300, give or take either way. That's my goal here. I don't know if we're going to get it or not, but that's what we're going to try to do. Okay, here's our sidecar special. Got a jumper battery on it, or just a battery. We got the rear wheel on it, got the brake on it, got spark. We're just going to hear it run. We're going to put a different front end on it before we test drive and check the transmission. However, we're going to fire it up right now and just to see if it runs or not.
Well, hopefully.
So let's do it. Nice too much inside the exhaust. As you can see, we're starting to get a pile out there just by turning the motor over. And Kenny's making sure we got making sure we have gas in the float bowl. Ready? it running. It's just a funky sounding pipe, but it's running on all 4 cylinders. So what we've got to do now is we're going to put the Z1 fork on it. It already has the Z1 clamps. So we're going to put the Z1 fork on it, get a tire on it and everything. Then we're going to test the transmission. And then we're going to pull off this beautiful 69H1 lever assembly. Okay, we're going to test this KZ1000 motor. This is the Z1 project that we were working on with a sidecar. So we kind of got it just kind of ready so we can test the transmission and the clutch. And the motor doesn't appear to smoke. However, we got some broken fins, a little bit here, a couple here on the cylinder. But this could be a very nice core motor or something, or I put it in a bike that I just was looking for transportation to clean it up a little bit. If you come to this side here, got a little bit of scratches here on the dyno cover, a couple broken fins, and we just got a temporary grip set up, so we don't have it so everything is mint, but it's going to be good enough to start it and test the transmission and the clutch. So we put a new chain on it, got a pretty decent sprocket on it, and we put all this stuff on it just so we could get it going. So our theory here is everything that we've done to this bike is going to be good enough for the Z1 that we're going to build, as well as test the transmission. So Kenny's going to fire it up and see what's happening here. Don't see any oil leaks. Seems like it runs. Of course, we have to sell it as is. No warranty. But we're going to be offering it for sale. And hope you like it. Okay. Well, thanks for looking at our stuff. And this is a KZ1000 engine, right around 77, 78, somewhere around there. Okay. Thanks. So here's the motor we pulled out of the Z1 frame with the sidecar. We had to pull the cam cover off to get out of the motor, or get it out of the frame anyway. So the cams look nice. The motor didn't smoke. We had it warmed up, didn't smoke at all. So we just wanted to show you what the internals look like if you come to this side of the motorcycle. It's missing the starter clutch. The stator looks good, and we actually tested it while it was running. The stator was putting out. And this is the crankshaft. Got a few marks, but nothing serious. So it will come without the rotor, but it will have the cover and the stator. Okay. This is our sidecar bike, and we're going to do a little bit of work to the frame. We hosed it down real good with a power washer when we first got it, and you can hear water in the frame a little bit. And the reason I know this, I got it all over the floor and all over my pants. I can hear a little bit of water in there. So we're gonna, as we watch the water come out right here by the left rear turn signal. You can see the little bit of water down there. So we're gonna try to get that out. I think we should be able to. So anyway, as we were talking earlier, we're just gonna build a basket case bike for a guy. But in the meantime, whenever I talk about the frames and this pin being perfect, this is what I mean. Usually this tab's bent, and this is an earlier frame. Got a little tiny crack right here, but that's nothing. So what we're gonna do is maybe we'll dress that a little bit. I don't know. And then we got a hole right here because I had the sidecar. So someone drilled a hole right there. So we're gonna close that up. Then if you notice here, they cut the center stand loops off right here. We never know why they do what they do, but they do what they do. So we're gonna fix this right here. We're gonna fix the frame right here. We're gonna address the crack a little bit. We're gonna flatten it out a little bit and see what it looks like. And then our customer wants an authentic Z1 to build for himself. So we're gonna take this bracket off right here. And I think it's a genuine bracket. Someone just welded it. They probably just grafted it on there from another frame or something. So this is for the master cylinder for the rear brake, and of course Z1 is mechanical brake, so we don't need that any longer. So we're going to fix that. And then we had one other little issue. We're going to address this a little bit. This is a little bit gooned right here where the tail section goes on, just a little bit. So we're going to fix that up. And then we're, for the amount it cost us to paint it versus getting it powder coated, we're gonna take it to Ace Powder Coating and have them powder coat it for us, along with a few other things. So in reality, this is a pretty nice frame. And this is a 74 frame because it's the digits begin with a 3 over here. If you come over here, you can see that. Z1 F31. So that means it's a, always remember, Z1 is 5 digits. After the Z1F, it's 5 digits. If it's a 6-digit number, then it's a KZ900, and there's no exceptions to that. So this is a 74. So we just thought we'd show you a little bit here and what we're kind of all about, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, we've got some more stuff ready for our sidecar bike, which will be a decent Z1 when it's done. This is the lower triple clamp, and this is nice. Very nice shape. Upper triple clamp, these are getting hard to find. This will be nice, no bad threads. And there's, of course, the riser tops. And this is gonna be our, we're gonna get this done in semi-gloss, and this is gonna be our parts that we put on it. Now, keep in mind, this is not original for the Z1. We're gonna come up with the Z1 one. This is like KZ1000A, 77, 78, I think. And also this side stand, this is not for Z1. This is, with this bar right here, is like a KZ1000A or something like that. 77, something like that, 78. This battery box, this is a little crusty when it first started out. So one of the nuts broke loose here. So this needs a nut welded on it to make it really nice, but overall pretty nice. No really decaying or anything like that. So this is our stuff. Okay, here's our set of cases we found for the sidecar bike. This is the top case, upside down obviously. All nice connector pins. Pins are nice, or locator pins, I guess you call them. Everything's nice, really nice. No welding, no cracks, no helicoils. Everything's good. So we're gonna go to here, and we've got a little later serial number, genuine numbers. Still got a nice block. This will be our frame is like 31 something. This is 39 something. So we're kind of off, but It's the same year, so it's all pretty good. Cases are black. We're going to assemble it as is. But just thought we'd show you where we're at on that. Let's come over here. Bottom case. We checked everything. Everything looks really good on this. Really, really good. So this would be the bottom case. Someone pried it apart here a little bit, but that's not the end of the world. Then we got the studs here we're going to put in it. The case bolts, we're going to clean them up a little bit. The crankshaft is super, super nice. Very nice crankshaft. It's a pork chop crank for a Z1. Still has the pin over here, really nice for the spark advance. This is nice. The threads are pretty good over here, not really gooned. Still got the nice keyway here for the flywheel. And then if you come into here, this is the oil pan, everything. Clutch looks good. We're gonna clean all this stuff up, obviously, before we put it together. So, and the rotor looks nice. Starter clutch looks good. So we just thought we'd show you this is what goes in the bottom ends. Now we're just gonna assemble this as a basket case for a friend. And they're gonna go through it when he gets it. So anyway, it's all looking good. This is actually gonna be a good looking bike when it's done. As we were showing earlier, the center stand mounts were missing on the frame. Right here, right here, right here, right here. Why they cut them, we don't know, but anyway, they cut them off. This is the lower rear motor mount, goes through here. So what Hilo did was he cut, we have donor frames. So he cut this part of the frame out from here to here, which you can see right here, and put these tabs back in right here. Just replace the whole piece. That's pretty cool. Then, of course, as we talked earlier, we're going to take the brake part off right here. We'll take that off. And then we have, as we showed earlier, we have the extra hole on this side, which you can't see from here. And then we got a real minor crack right here we're going to look at. Maybe we'll do something with it, maybe we won't. It's not really bad, but if you really look, you can see it. Okay, here's our Kawasaki with a sidecar frame. As we showed earlier, we ground off this bracket here, made this nice. And then this is fixed right here, where the center stand goes. So that's looking pretty good. And this is all gonna be okay as is. We're just gonna let this roll, and then filled in this hole right here. So we're looking pretty good, and we'll have this back powder coated in no time. Okay, so here's the motor we pulled out of the Z1 frame with the sidecar. We had to pull the cam cover off to get out of the motor, or get out of the frame anyway. So the cams look nice. The motor didn't smoke. We had it warmed up, didn't smoke at all. So we just wanted to show you what the internals look like if you come to this side of the motorcycle. It's missing the starter clutch. The stator looks good, and we actually tested it while it was running. The stator was putting out. And this is the crankshaft. Got a few marks, but nothing serious. So it will come without the rotor, but it will have the cover and the stator. Yeah. The crankshaft is nice. Transmission's nice. No welding on anything. No broken fins on the cylinder. Z1 cylinder. Still have nice crosshatch marks. Pistons look pretty good. So we're probably going to put some covers on it like this, natural finish. And here's the front transmission cover. It's pretty cool. It actually goes like that over here. Blah, blah, blah. So anyway, we got this rolling here, and we should have this motor together probably tomorrow. Then over here is the cylinder head for it. No broken fins. Pretty nice head, pretty good shape. So all these holes are nice. We're going to put new studs in it, but we're waiting to put the head on the bike. Then we're going to put it in a frame, so we don't want to have trouble here. So anyway, just want to show you where we're at. I've got the frame at the powder coater, so we're going to go from there. Here's our sidecar bike. This is the bike we took the sidecar off of. Put a couple different wheels on it. Got the frame powder coated. Cleaned up the motor a little bit. Put some nice covers on it. We're in the process of building it. The frame's really nice. Some minor pitting on the frame, but it's been powder coated. It's pretty nice though. Swing arms chrome. A bunch of replated stuff. I think these are like S&W shocks. They're pretty cool. Not a bad bike. No broken fins. A little bit extra chrome. New exhaust studs. Not bad. Okay. Here's what our sidecar bike looks like a few parts later and a little bit of time later. We did come up with a 74 motor. That's pretty close on the VIN number. Unfortunately, I believe the bike is sold. I have a guy that's interested in buying it right away. So he doesn't want us to finish it. He wants to have us finish it for him or do something with him. I don't know what he wants to do, but anyway, check out what we did. The gas tank that was on it originally was black. We blasted it out the same as we did this one. This one we found out was a 74-75 tank. We blasted the other tank and it was actually a 73 tank. It was this took the smaller emblems. So good for us. And we needed that tank, believe me, for some of the restorations. So we put the correct head on it, the correct valve cover. Even though it's painted black, it all still came out. It's got KZ1000 carburetors with the long velocity stack, so you can still use the side covers. And we actually, at Ace Powder Coating, did the frame for us, and they did a bunch of mounts for us, and we wound up putting a set of bars on it that were pretty cool. And we had the clamps powder coated. This is our stuff here that we have made and everything. So we hung some really good parts on it, and if you notice, it's got a chrome swing arm. We laced up some wheels for it. Got good used rims, but new spokes, and we polished out the hubs, or the rear hub anyway. Put a different front wheel on it, and if you go to the front, you can see where we put the proper lower legs on it. It's got the full Z1 fender, and it's got I believe the tire is a Swallow. They made these years ago and looked just like the F6 tire. I believe it came on them stock. So we hung some really good parts on it. It's got new steering bearings on it and everything, and we put some really decent parts on it that we had laying around it. But what a nice everyday rider this is going to make somebody. I don't know our customer how far he wants to go on restoring it, but boy, what a difference a few parts make. And even the chrome swing arm complements it. Then gets their S&W shocks, the left side pipe, which is kind of rare, and you can see we put the replated pins in here and the replated washers for the foot pegs, and these are all replated hardware here. And if we come to this side of the motorcycle, you can see where we've got some decent covers on it, and same thing here with the pins here and everything. And actually the bike turned out really well, and I'm really surprised that it came this far. I don't know what the final thing will be here, but this is looking pretty good. So I just thought I'd show you this, and we sure do appreciate you guys looking at our stuff. Okay, thanks a lot.